Hey, it's Elana from Page Six Style, and another award season is in the books. The Oscars are done and dusted, and I'm here with Melissa Rivers to break down the best and not so best of the red carpet. Let's start with your overall thoughts on the Oscars red carpet last night.
I thought it was very pretty. I didn't have any huge fashion moments, but who's gonna do more than Ariana and Cynthia?
Yeah, I feel like those two rose to the top. Tell me about what you loved about those.
But this is what they've been doing the whole award season.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Ariana going, oh my goodness, that's like, look at that, and it's Schiaparelli and da 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 da. And Steve, my fiance, goes, how do you sit in that?
That is a valid question.
So, but she did. So I think that, you had a fashion bar that was truly runway fashion bar. So everyone else starts to you just go, oh, that's really pretty. I loved Elle Fanning.
She was very, very pretty, yes.
And she was in Givenchy, and she, to me, brought old school movie star.
Absolutely. She wears that look so well, too, for how
She's
young
also
she is.
200 feet tall, built to wear those kinds of clothes. But I thought, oh, that's old school Hollywood glam. I thought she looked amazing.
Going back to Ariana and Cynthia for a moment, because you did mention they were kind of doing the Glinda and Elphaba thing again, and that press tour has gone on for so long. Do you think these two looks that they chose for the Oscars rose above the pack? Do you think they stood out compared to all the other Glinda and Elphaba coded looks?
I think so. I think they both saved the best for last. And I think the dress that Cynthia performed in was beautiful. I mean, to me, that was when I went wow.
I felt the same about Ariana's performance look with the ruby slipper on the back, which is so Schiaparelli and also so Wizard of Oz. So we've got Ari, we've got Cynthia, we've got Elle. Any other standouts for you?
I loved Zoe Saldana, and she was in Saint Laurent again. But she's brought it the whole season. I think my favorite was still the Golden Globes. I think that was still my favorite. But the top of last night and the color, I think she had a good feeling she was gonna win.
Totally.
And you could tell when women are dressed thinking they win, because the top half of the dress is always more classic, more simple, because that's the picture of them holding their Oscar. And the top of that dress was spectacular, and the bottom was very, very fashiony.
Speaking of dress like a winner, I want to talk about Demi Moore, because I think going in, the odds were stacked in her favor. I think a lot of folks assumed she was going to take home Best Actress. Talk to me about her look and what that communicated about her thoughts.
Oh, I think she came dressed to win. The top was much more simple. Then you had the ruched kind of sculpted hip, but the dress was spectacular. Armani Privé, she always does really well with them. I mean, she looked fabulous. I mean, what are you gonna say? She looked amazing. She's had an amazing year. I think the drum beat for Mikey started a little bit later in the race.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that she peaked at the right time in the campaign.
No, and she's so great in that movie. What did you think of her look? Because I know I saw some raves and I saw some kind of criticisms of it.
Again, very, very Dior.
Yes.
Very Dior, very classic Dior. For me, I thought it was a little boring. I thought the dress was beautiful. She looked great. The hair and makeup looked great. But I just felt like it was a little boring. And to me, she's too young to be wearing that kind of a real vintage look. Selena Gomez?
Oh my God.
I mean,
maybe the best look she's ever had.
And Ralph Lauren always are a great combination.
Yep.
And she's happy. It comes through. The color, she didn't go silver, which was one of the big, huge trends, was silver, 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 silver. And it was almost looked like a rose gold. I mean, just
gorgeous.
beyond beautiful.
Yeah.
I look at them very often like, what dress would I want to wear?
Yeah.
Mindy Kaling.
That was so cool. I love the texture of it, the Oscar de la Renta. Yeah.
It was almost like a beaded lace in a kind of way. She has never looked better.
I know you're going to have some thoughts on Timothée Chalamet. So let's talk Timmy for a second.
Are we doing this because we're fashion forward or because we want attention? I don't know. I can't figure it out. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if he showed up just looking elegant?
It would be shocking. I mean, it would kind of be the most subversive thing he could do at this point.
I mean, I get that he's into fashion, but I just didn't. Ah, Timothy, why the yellow? No tie. It didn't work for me. But a lot of what he does doesn't particularly work for me. Also, it's the Oscars. You have fun at the Globes. You can have fun at SAG. The Oscars are the Oscars. And Jeremy Strong, who I've hated this whole season, I didn't mind it.
He looked good. It was actually like, it was a meet us in the middle type deal.
Absolutely. It was, we got rid of the bucket hat.
Yes. Laura
It was
Piana
Laura
still,
Piana doing,
his fave.
And I like the fact that but I liked that he did not go so far over the line. And the other one, who normally looks like a buffoon, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, looked like so fun.
He looked like the best of all of the wacky stuff he wears. He was in Prada.
Yes.
But I'm like, oh my God, my mom is going to strike me dead. He usually goes so far away that I was like, oh my God, it's like the mature version.
Yeah. I think he recognized the occasion and he rose to it totally.
For him.
Yeah, yeah. Any others that you weren't thrilled with for one reason or another?
Andrew Garfield.
Interesting. Okay, I liked him. Was it an issue of the color or the satin? Or both?
It was the issue of too casual for the Oscars. Mm-hmm. More than anything, there weren't really misses. Some were just boring.
Yeah.
You know, Penelope Cruz and Chanel. Boring. Didn't love, didn't hate, meh.
It looks like everything she's ever worn before.
Right. Monica Ribeiro, who is a nominee in Dior, did not look like a nominee.
I
really
would agree.
Pretty dress, really pretty woman. You know, Meg Ryan, what was that? Just like super boring. The one who I think has been overlooked is Lupita Nyong'o.
I really liked her look too. I thought, she always looks great. But
yeah, but I think she got overlooked by bad timing on the carpet.
Yes.
You know, because you watched all the cameras go from her to me. Like, you felt bad, like you saw her go, oh, and like walk away. Mm-hmm. And I think it was overlooked. Again, pretty.
The details actually on that bodice and on the back of the straps were so cool. I love a back detail on a dress, and that had it.
But I think, again, she got overlooked because of when she arrived. But in my opinion, you weren't going to beat Zoe. You weren't going to beat Selena. You weren't going to beat Elle. You weren't going to beat Demi.
Mm-hmm. Those were your top.
And for the men, I loved Conan O'Brien.
I thought he looked really good too.
And then he changed the blue and made fun of himself about it.
No, I thought he did a really good job. Hosting the Oscars ain't easy.
It's the job nobody wants. I would say the safe bet is he's going to get it next year.
Yeah, totally. I think, he did a perfectly good job.
Halle Berry is always beautiful.
It's yeah. So tell me, she was in
Siriano.
It didn't read as Siriano to me off the bat. But I thought she looked really good.
I really liked the front and I really liked the back. I didn't like the sides.
She looked great regardless, but I would agree. If I had one point, like one critique, it would be the sheer panels. I think it would have looked better without.
And we saw no ball gowns. I thought, again, it was really pretty, but I kind of missed the over the top at the Oscars.
How do you feel about how this red carpet season as a whole looked, and do you have any hopes and dreams for next season based on the looks we saw this time around?
I hope they kick it back up a notch. For me, there were so many dresses that I would have been like, oh, I would love to wear that. It felt like a very high-end black tie wedding or gala. It didn't feel Oscar-y. You know, again, if you saw half these dresses and someone was wearing them at a gala, you'd be like, oh my God, they look great.
Yeah, totally.
But it wasn't the Oscar boom, except for a few.
Well, that's a wrap on this award season. I'll see you at the next one. And in the meantime, for all things celebrity fashion, head to Page 6 Style.